Welcome. My name is Anthony Patch, and this is another edition of Pulse. It is Thursday, the 15th of August of 2024, and the title of today's Pulse presentation is WHO Monkeypox Declaration. So, of course, this is the World Health Organization. Yesterday, the 14th, the WHO declared a public health emergency of international concern, otherwise known as a PHEIC, so Public Health Emergency of International Concern. The last time this was declared, it was in 2022. This was July 23rd of 2022. The WHO declared regarding the monkeypox a global public health emergency. So what's different today than 2022? 2 points. The virus has mutated beyond its original form. And number two, it is now crossing the borders out of its country of origin as it's been identified by the WHO, which is the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So it is now spreading through Africa, thus the declaration of a public health international concern. International because of air traffic, air travel. International travel, of course, provides the opportunity for the spread of monkeypox, and this is what the WHO is concerned about. In keeping with YouTube's community standards, which we abide by, absolutely not a problem there, we provide private live streams through anthonypatch.com. You can go to my website, you can subscribe, and then in a private, paywall protected live stream learning environment, we are free to discuss these topics beyond what I'm allowed to do here on YouTube. So monkeypox we will dive into. I'll talk about the mutations. I'll talk about potential vaccines, talk about the mechanism of transmission and spread of the disease. We typically in the biological arena, especially with what's been going on since 2020 with regard to the global pandemic, we go right down to the genetic level in discussing the biology of a variety of diseases, and we will do that again tonight regarding monkeypox. We will go through the different levels that the WHO has, such as the variant. Variant is another word for mutation. And we've heard of variants and booster shots and all of that for 4 years now. So familiar terms to all of you. But variants of watch, or variants to be surveilling, to be watching, to be monitoring, is the first level. Then a variant of concern, and then a variant of high concern, roughly speaking. Okay? We go through the various levels that the WHO has in terms of their levels of concern for a variety of diseases. So variants of interest, variants of concern, and variants of high concern, beginning with variants that are under monitor or surveillance. So we'll look at that with respect to this declaration of a public health emergency, an international scope. And that differs from the public health emergency in 2022, where it wasn't really potentially an international variant of concern. And this is the level that monkeypox now has arisen to internationally, is a variant of concern level. The next one would be variant of high concern. So as it mutates, and one of the things that I can't really get into right here, but is the process of mutation, not in a deep biological discussion of mutating viruses or bacteria, but really the whole idea of what a naturally occurring virus does with respect to its lifetime and the mutations that occur during its lifetime. Most commonly found viruses that our immune systems easily address, these viruses will mutate 3 to 4 times, and then they'll mutate to a form in which they don't survive. They begin to die off of their own accord, even without vaccines, even without being subjected to our immune systems. Just in the wild, as it's known, in nature, they will mutate out of existence. I can't get into a deep dive here, but that does not apply so far as we have seen from the information that's currently available. It does not appear that monkeypox is going to mutate itself out of existence. That, as I'll call it a fingerprint, raises a great deal of concern for me as to the origins and makeup, construct, etc. of this. I'll cover that tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern Time in our live stream for 2 hours, Thursday, Sunday, Tuesday, every week. If you subscribe, you can have access to over 850 2-hour live streams. Also, our monthly magazine that's been published since June of 2017. You have all of the archives of all of our editions, monthly editions of Entangled magazine, and we get into all the science and scientific evidence and whatnot. The other thing that I want to mention quickly here is beyond just talking about monkeypox, is we will be talking about the internet in general, specifically what is referred to as a kill switch. There are countries around the world, legally speaking, from their own legislation, they have legal authorization to ask internet providers to shut down the internet within their country, not internationally, but within the borders of the country of concern. And we'll get into the details of what they call a kill switch. You'll recall that a little over a month ago, there was a cyber software program upgrade that affected Microsoft operating systems on a near global basis and shut down for a few days quite a few countries' internet. So it wasn't a kill switch event, but it was a cyber event nonetheless. But it demonstrates how fragile the internet is on a global basis and the lack of true redundancy to maintain its integrity, its robustness. We will go into that in greater detail tonight. The other is Israel and Iran. It appears from U.S. intelligence reports that they are expecting hostilities at a much higher level to break out Saturday or Sunday. It's been a couple of weeks of the world waiting for this, as it's characterized, retribution on the part of Iran, the response by Iran against Israel. But in keeping with that note, I want to let you know that the U.S. has just authorized, about 2 days ago, I believe, $20 billion in military hardware that is to be purchased by Israel. I don't know how you purchase it when it's given to them, but anyway, $20 billion worth of fighter bomber aircraft, missiles, bombs, bullets, literally tanks, armored personnel carriers, and the like are all headed, in addition to what is already headed to Israel and in place in Israel. So things are ramping up. The expectation is for a major conflict, either to be initiated by Israel or by Iran, perhaps this weekend. They keep saying that to us. You know, it's coming, it'll be tomorrow, it'll be the next day. It'll happen when it happens. But the characterization of this looming conflict is one of, it is inevitable. There's no way of turning this around, that it's going to happen. Whoever is the trigger or is preemptive, we will see. what will be the scope and scale of it and who will be the other partners, I've covered extensively in previous Pulse videos here. But nonetheless, man, in a secular way, is striving to provide answers, solutions, a path to resolving, whether it's a Middle East conflict or looming pandemics, disease X, monkeypox outbreaks, economic collapse, pick your venue, pick your problem. And this also goes to the theological and the religious. Man tries to provide man-derived solutions. What we are more free and open to discuss in our private live stream are the biblical solutions, the spiritual solutions through the Holy Spirit, through the Word, through the Bible, the truth. Share that with you openly and freely, and we have a forum, a private forum, to go along with these private live streams, and this is on the Band platform, B-A-N-D, a Band platform, and it's private. It's by invitation only. So when you subscribe, we provide you the invitation and the link, and you can access and you can discuss topics between fellow subscribers. It's a very friendly, again, learning environment. It's a classroom environment. So it's very positive, despite the nature of the topics that we're having to cover. But man is not going to derive solutions from himself, from his own mind, from his own spirit, if you will. It needs to come from the Holy Spirit, these solutions. And again, we're not really able to discuss that freely here, but if that is of interest to you, please join us through anthonypatch.com. So again, tonight we will talk about the pandemic that is to come, disease X, which is to come. Perhaps it will be monkeypox that will finally be labeled as the disease X, give disease X the label of monkeypox, perhaps. We've all heard that there's an expectation on the part of the WHO and others for another pandemic. This may very well prove to be that disease X pandemic. We shall see, but we'll give you the particulars tonight. We'll talk about the kill switch scenario and what that means economically. Okay? And then we will also talk about, in more detail, the issues surrounding Israel and Iran and the other players in what I characterize as the jigsaw puzzle of players. So if this is of interest to you, please join us through anthonypatch.com, and if you think others would benefit from this, please share the video. Everybody always says, please, share, subscribe, hit the like button. Sure, that applies as well. Thank you for your time and attention, and we look forward to meeting you and speaking with you through Band, through anthonypatch.com.